This is the phenomenal new loudspeaker called the Fenestria. This is a loudspeaker we've just newly launched. It has phenomenal technology throughout its structure. Firstly, it has advanced transmission line, which all PMC models have, and it's augmented by the laminar system, which is an aerodynamic system that reduces turbulence at the end of the transmission line. We also have new base units, which are bespoke to the Fenestria design, as in all the elements you can see here. These are produced from a thin layer of carbon fibre, and they act like a piston to drive the transmission line. This provides phenomenal bass response from a smaller cabinet. So you would normally expect the performance from a box of this size to be this kind of size. Moving on with a new tweeted design and new mid-range design. PMC are world famous for mid-range development and design.
The mid-range really was one of the key drive unit technological advances in this design, in that it's got the bored-out pole piece through the back of the magnet structure, which allows us to reduce the reflections coming off the rear of the dome.
Mm-hmm. Another amazing innovation are the Planar Wings, which act as mass dampers. With a loudspeaker of this power, it produces an immense amount of energy, and to ensure that the loudspeaker doesn't suffer from this energy in other regions, we were able to cancel the energy from here by using the Planar Wings. If you want to explain a little bit further about that, Ollie?
So the Planar Wings, as Keith might have mentioned, are tune mass dampers. So they are reducing the vibrations from the side of the cabinet, which would otherwise distort the sound field.
Mm-hmm. So overall, in terms of sound balance, it's phenomenally dynamic. It goes very, very low in frequency, but you can get an even, beautiful balance at all levels. So even if you're listening at low level, you still get a beautiful audio picture and very, very powerful bass. Do we need to speak any more about what do we need to add to that, Ollie?
I suppose we could talk about the crossover.
No,
the crossover housed in the plinth assembly right down here at the bottom. It's completely decoupled from the rest of the speaker with anti-vibration mounts, so that all of the components don't suffer from any kind of microdynamic vibration effects. We also have a plus and minus HF and LF tilt switch, will help integrate this into trickier rooms.
Yeah. So even if you have any type of electronics and that has some sort of acoustic signature like extended high frequency, you can then control that with the switching on the rear. It also has bi-wireable, tri-wireable or single wired. We've developed all our own connectors as well.
Hex-rhodium.
Hex-rhodium. They're solid copper, which are then covered with a plate of rhodium, which won't be a problem with the with any tarnishing, especially if it's high humidity. And in the centerpiece here, you can see a beautifully well sculpted section here called the nest. It's called the nest because it nests the mid-range and the high frequency, and we've pared that away not only because it looks beautiful, but it reduces the baffle size. So there's very little coloration from the baffle width because of this shape. So it's the minimum amount possible. And also this is isolated from the cabinet at these points here, here and here. So this effectively hangs in space, if you like. So it's not actually connected to the cabinet.
So the vibrations coming from the LF sections aren't transmitted into the delicate mid-range part.
But a phenomenal performer and a product that we know will do extremely well. Availability, this is a pre-production prototype model, and production will start in September and we're available worldwide through our distribution network.